The show features adults using adult language and discussing mature topics. You have been warned.
Sound like an old man here, but my favorite is probably tied between Cowboy Bebop because it was one of the first ones I watched.
Yeah.
And Samurai Champloo.
Both
Hey,
good
They aren't that
choices.
old.
Okay,
Samurai
like,
Champloo is not old, but I really liked the music
Trigun?
that fit with it.
Oh yeah, the music in that one's great.
Trigun's
Samurai Shampoo
See-
music.
Oh yeah.
Trigun for me is second place because it had moments where it could have been even better. The story wasn't too bad, which was what drawn me to watch it. The bad guy was awesome, and I love an anime with a really awesome bad guy. That's kind of my thing. And so I liked that. I liked that aspect of it where they were neck and neck. There was never a point where you really saw like, oh, he's just suddenly better. They were always like the same. I liked that aspect of it.
Mhm.
But like there were parts of it that were like, okay, we could have maybe done without this whole episode. And so that's why Trigun gets second place in my book. I liked it. Don't get me wrong. Full Metal Alchemist is the same. I liked Full Metal Alchemist, but it's second place because there's some episodes where I'm like, we could have just cut this whole episode out and I would have been okay.
Sometimes there's some tonal issues with Full Metal Alchemist. Sometimes some of them are hit or miss.
Yeah, and I'm like, there's a few episodes that could have just gone away and I'd have been all right. So it's second place. It stays
Scotty?
in second place with
Yeah.
My favorite anime
Right.
is We're Live.
Yeah, I was about to say. He's
Come
got that
on.
We're Live smile.
and I didn't even get
Fuck.
to go into my 10-minute tirade about 90s anime and how Neon Genesis Evangelion should not have been remade.
Yeah, we can skip over that. Scotty, go ahead.
No, it's too late. You guys already said it.
The funniest thing that's ever happened to me was my father, who is
Ooh.
50 something,
Oh.
messaging me and being like, "Hey, I found this new anime." Okay, you don't really watch anime, Dad. What is it? Oh, it's this weird mecha shit. Okay, what's weird about it? I don't know. What's it called? Darling in the Franks. Oh, okay.
Yes!
Iron
The
Fist.
best thing he could have found. Yes.
I'm glad he enjoyed himself. Is all I have to say.
Lots of people enjoy themselves in that anime.
Oh yeah.
Lots of people enjoy themselves to that anime.
Yeah, where's that gif of what's her
Another
face
one.
with the horns shoving a pistol down someone's throat? That was my
Zero
reaction.
two, wasn't it?
I was
Zero
2. I was like, could someone please shove a pistol down my throat, please?
Could,
I don't want to
could they
think
have
about
been
this.
any more blatant about the reference though? Like
No, they couldn't have been.
she's red and aggressive and named 02. Like
Yeah,
X be harder, guys.
and has horns.
Well, I mean, that was just figuratively. I mean, Asuka was a bitch, but she was only like
I think it's time
Yeah.
for the okay, anyways transition.
No, we've tricked you. This isn't a actual play anymore. Now we're just talking about anime.
Scotty
We
can
started
give
the
her-
argument now. There's no stopping it.
Scotty,
Yeah,
give
it's
her
podcast
the
time.
first thing I wrote into the
It's
chat was
time to
welcome to our
fire.
anime podcast.
We have strong opinions about your favorite anime, and you will be angry.
I have
Okay,
stronger opinions
why-
about our favorite
TED
anime.
Talk.
Why is
Yeah.
insert anime here trash? Go.
Insert anime here is trash because they didn't know how to write their fucking characters.
Right.
It's like if you ever want to end the game, dubs versus subs, go.
No.
No,
Describe the
it's
difference
over.
between
Right,
We're not,
thing.
we're not going there.
I feel like most of us are going to agree on most of the points. So
I think it depends on the anime.
yes,
It
Yeah.
depends. It depends on the era.
Dragon Ball
Like
Z,
with-
subbed or dubbed?
abridged.
So,
The bridge.
yeah,
See,
you're right.
Vex had the correct answer.
Yeah, you're right.
Helsing abridged.
Helsing Ultimate
Yes.
abridged.
Yes.
Yes.
Anyway,
Anyway,
Anyway.
we live.
Welcome back.
We
We
have
have
been
been
live
for a
for,
while.
like about 5 minutes or so.
So, welcome back, everyone, to Silverfleet. As you know, last time we had our epic moment, and I'll do a brief recap because there weren't a ton of people here. So I'm sorry that I didn't wait till everyone was here, but we had to at least progress the story somehow. And I was almost out of like side quests. You guys had like just wiped out the list of side quests I had. It was extensive. Now it's like there's 2 or 3. So we'll move forward with a bit of a recap so everyone's on the same page. You went into the Redlock Titan craft and you found out that there were two paths, one above that had a bunch of auto turrets and one below that led through a bunch of experimental laboratories filled with all sorts of who knows what, because you didn't go that way. So you went through the upper path and decided fighting off a fleet of turrets is probably the easiest route. And thanks to the strategies of the people involved with the epic moment, you went through there without taking a single scathe from the turrets. So very well done on everyone's strategy there. I liked what you did there. You fought the big bad at the end, which was the mutated superior version of the phase beast, which was supposed to be the virus's next big plague for the planet's surface. One of you was infected with a parasite instead of a virus, but you're better now. You blew the entire planet into smithereens by detonating all of the nuclear warheads that the Titan craft had on it, which shattered the planet into bits and caused it to fly out of its very unstable orbit, as everything in that solar system was an unstable orbit. And after some cascading destruction, every planet in the solar system is now an asteroid belt. So there is now no longer planets and just a whole bunch of asteroid belts in the area.
You later stake claim for mining rights on these things?
You later heard from someone who was actually investigating the area to find out what all the ruckus was, that the sun is no longer there, and it's just a field of drifting asteroids. You're not sure why the sun is gone, but the sun is literally gone. You also know that that sun was a dodecahedron. It was shaped like a D12, basically.
I'm wearing the wrong shirt.
But that is what happened last time. You came back to your ring world that you call home, and you treated yourselves for any injuries and found out one of you had a nasty parasite, which I said was removed, and you are totally fine now. The universe trembles. The red dice of doom have been freed from their prison.
I sense a disturbance in the Schwartz.
Cardboard box.
Oh, okay, that's what it was.
Did we happen to keep the parasite for research, or at least give it to the good doctor?
The good doctor has the parasite for research and is very concerned with what she has found.
Are we going to get a data dump on this in the near future?
No, she's still researching.
In the near future, but okay.
Yeah, perhaps you will. If you check back with her about it later, perhaps she'll give you a lore dump of what happened. I
believe we were going to investigate the demon static stuff.
You have to look into that, and you have to restore the ECA now that you have recovered the quantum chip. You also have a strange piece of questionable technology you rescued from the Redlock ship, which looks like a very big lantern.
Is it green?
Nope, it's not green. It's light blue colored, kind of like that sci-fi stuff that's in your background.
Oh, so it's hopeful. Got it.
But it is, Redlock technology. So there's that. It was made by the most evil mega corporation in the known galaxy, the universe. But that's where we left off. So all of you are currently, and we'll just fast forward to a moment where you all kind of meet up, are currently eating in a private diner kind of situation where you guys go to
everybody tacos.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so you all kind of meet up in the private diner, and there is an actual creature there serving the food and not a robot, which is weird for this city since 99% of all of the technology here is some robot serving someone something. There is a person making the food, which is interesting. This creature looks like a combination between a slug and Goro from Mortal Kombat.
Oh,
is
the Dragon Man.
Oh, fuck. I know what this is.
Is he a retired adventurer, perhaps?
He could be. You didn't ask.
I was going to say, I figure I probably would have struck up a conversation over that first cup of Joe.
So pretty much kind of like a four-armed Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah, like a four-armed Jabba the Hutt. But he's not as fat. He's kind of muscly.
Okay.
I'm immediately reminded of the diner, like the greasy spoon chef from Attack of the Clones.
Kind of like that.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, kind of like that guy. But he's got like the lower half of a giant slug person.
Okay.
He whips up a really awesome meal of whatever you ask him for.
Taco.
The stuff that he can cook is astonishing. In the level of different things he can cook. There's a digital menu because it's impossible to really print it out in some way that would fit everything he can make.
So it's the Cafe Tropical.
Yeah. You just kind of sit at the table and you can surf through the menu. The table, parts of the table actually fold up, it like open up into a screen. You can look through the menu, and when you're done ordering, you just push it down and he gets the order.
Downguard gets the taco order combo number 1469942-B.
Squelchy's taco goodness. Good choice.
I'll take combo number 8008.
I can't.
8008.
The baronated
Boob.
benzene soup, minus the benzene, of course.
I don't think I can do this. Vex, we can't get tacos here.
Not Aztec Dave's.
It's not Aztec Dave's.
Only Alton I know this joke, so that makes it even better. And we're not going to elaborate.
Oh.
No, why would you?
All right. So you all get food here. You know, he doesn't charge you because you technically own the city and the ring world. So he doesn't really charge you, but he is compensated every time you eat here anyway. So it's irrelevant. He gets paid either way. But, you know, you're free to leave tips if you want to, but that's of your own accord. You know, he's getting paid for this anyway.
Downguard always leaves a little bit of a tip.
But you all get your food. It's astonishing. You all kind of sat around and caught each other up on what you've been doing in the meantime. And now all of you are kind of caught up to where I've just explained what happened. I'm going to say that you've brought the weird red lock lantern with you because it's such a bulky piece of technology. You really don't want to leave it sitting around.
Is your cat?
I don't want any dumbass
I think that
trying to
was my
plug the USB into something and, you know.
Yeah,
Is it a matter of bulk or just it's so darn potentially hazardous that we don't
yeah,
trust it?
Talurra is
It's a
keeping that
little
on
bit
her.
of both. It's about the size of the halfling, so it's not a small piece of technology. And it is red lock technology, so it is always potentially volatile.
Yeah, Talurra is keeping that as close to her as she possibly can.
So,
Okay.
I don't know if anyone could hear
right.
that.
Yeah.
I think everybody could hear that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Vampire the Masquerade, am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't relate. I just woke up next to a homeless man.
In our game.
Yeah.
And then we went to Aztec Dave's again.
I love Aztec Days, man. I'm gonna go to Aztec Days.
We have to at this point.
Yeah.
So, what are we going to do with that?
Kill
When you had the
Wow.
lantern?
Well, my vote is to reverse engineer it, or at least learn how it works, so we know how to stop it if it needs to be. If it's too dangerous to make something out of it, then I reckon we ought to shut her down.
him.
I could scan it to see what it is.
We could do that
A163RT says. All right. Somebody give me an investigation check because you're using alert to scan the object.
Investigation. I think I might have the highest investigation.
Yeah,
I
it's not
don't.
me. I'll tell you that.
I got a
+4.
I got a +9.
Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
you got it. I will help. I will help.
Yeah, I'm
Hold on,
fucking
let me
smart.
check. Let me
At
For
check.
plus-
once in my life, I'm smart.
Yeah, I have a
Nothing.
+7, but you go ahead and take that cake.
And someone's help. You said you're helping me. Okay. Thank you, Jesse. You got me a nat 20.
Woohoo!
Oh,
Teamwork
Nice.
makes the dream work.
Fuck yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Using A163RT or alert as you all call him, or it or they, you could go by any one. It's a swarm of nanites. And
They/them definitely.
right, right. The scan of the strange lantern reveals that it is a colossal storage medium containing some vast amounts of digital data. From what Alert has told you, it is definitely some sort of artificial intelligence contained within it. He suspects it is one of the executors, but the size of this particular device would indicate that perhaps the other ships have one of these as well, as a master file of some kind of all of the AI's intelligence.
Is it like a is it like a master control program for the ship itself, or is it like a colony of AI recording? Like just
a little bit of both.
Oh boy. Well, do we have a place on this ring world where we could sandbox this sumbitch and dump the contents?
There is a quarantined terminal in one of the ships we could use.
Well, shit, I reckon we unpack this thing and figure out who all we got in here. But, safely.
Yeah.
As you know from what your dear friend Helix had said, there is a quarantined terminal in the freighter that you guys so lovingly call Big Sister.
Oh, has it got enough storage space to house all of this though? I mean,
it's basically a quarantined terminal that would allow you to access what's in it without jeopardizing the ship or anything plugged into it.
I mean, okay.
It's basically a computer screen with a translation for the medium without actually letting it access anything.
Yeah, if all it needs is just like a monitor interface to plug in with,
right,
and it's capable of running its own hosted entities, then that's all fine. Let's get cracking.
All right, you finish your meals and make a trip over to Big Sister to use the terminal. After some mingling of what wire to use to plug it in, which takes a while since this is antiquated technology, you're plugging into modern technology. So, it's the equivalence of a 1980s serial port plugging into a new HDMI cord.
It's got like 8 adapters in the daisy chain.
Right. Yeah. It's after your 8 adapter daisy chain technology, you managed to plug this thing into the terminal. And it looks jerry-rigged all to heck and back again, but it is definitely functioning. The terminal springs to life and not really a face, but an eye appears on the screen. The eye kind of looks around like it's looking at all of you, but it doesn't say anything.
I checked to make sure the mute's not turned on.
It's not muted.
Okay.
This does not appear to be the vessel I commanded.
No, it's not.
No, you're more of a passenger now. How do you do?
As well as one could be for being a passenger.
Well, take heart. You're on the safest vessel this side of, probably the quadrant. I don't know what's on the other side.
What happened to the previous vessel?
What would you call it? Catastrophic structural failure? Yeah.
Infested and then destroyed.
Has all of the viral strands been purged?
I mean, the whole damn planet was blown up, so.
Good. Yes. Then that is one less horror the verse has to suffer.
I'm sorry, I don't believe we've actually got acquainted. I'm Rusty Buckboard, and you are.
If I am to be designated a name of sorts.
We find it useful to maintain reference headers around here just so we can address comments.
Let me find him, sorry. There are 29 pages of notes here. Excuse me while I attempt to locate one name in 29 pages.
No, I understand. Control F, evil AI.
Yeah.
Control F, HAL 9000.
Oh, okay, here we go. My designation is RL3. I am the Redlock executor in charge of biological plague research.
For a heart stopping second, I thought you're saying he was going to be named Stein, and I was going to be like,
I was waiting for it
I was
too.
also kind of thinking that.
can we call him Stein for no apparent
You
reason?
can call it whatever you want. That is my designation.
So, what you do?
I was in charge of biological research. My biological research took over the vessel. Clearly, I was no longer in charge of.
Oh, you had one of them quarantine breaks, huh?
I am responsible for the creation of the Xenoplague.
Oh, this is your fault. Oh, okay. Well, I reckon there's a few people that'd like to talk to you, so I'm gonna step out the way. And everybody, this made the Xenoplague.
Uh-huh.
It was necessary research, although the containment could have been better researched.
No kidding.
You don't say, considering that's our second run-in with the plague.
Well, good news, everybody. At
Variables
least we know
were
his
not
understatement
taken
circuits are
to-
working.
Variables were not taken to contain the possibility of outside interference. Because of outside interference and the curiosity of other species, the virus was not contained. In its original state, it was perfectly contained.
Who interfered?
A group of mercenaries who wanted to sell the virus to the highest bidder. Their interference spread the virus to 14 systems in the Martoth system. Of the 19 planetoids, within days, all 19 planets were infected.
All right. Do you
The
know what
virus's spread
mercenary?
was. The mercenary company is now deceased, according to records I have accessed.
Well, that's a relief.
To a degree.
Very.
Although the 100 million lives cost because of the virus's spread, as well as the 4 billion that later died because of the Xenoplague Wars, is hardly a price to pay for the lives of 6 people.
Did you happen to engineer a contingency for a kill switch in it?
Yes, but the virus had unplugged me from the terminal before it could be engaged. It anticipated such a thing would be existed, and knew that attacking me directly was its best course of survival. After it did so, it converted the entire lower level of the ship into its own personal research, studying the DNA of every creature it ever infected. Eventually, it happened to infect a mimic, and that is where it became the biological version of a parasite you now saw it. Its current state was
Yes.
capable of mimicking both plant life and mineral life, as well as biological. It could turn itself into anything it needed to survive.
Well,
The mimic's DNA allowed it to do that.
good work, I guess.
It was truly astonishing in its creation, though its execution was questionable.
Well, we've all had bad days at work, but I reckon my next question would be, what do we need to do to get you plugged into the kill switch again?
The kill switch was destroyed when you detonated the ship's nuclear warheads, destroying the entire planet.
Don't it just go to figure?
Presuming that is how you destroyed it.
More or less. More or less.
Oh, well. But, I mean, you designed the original. Surely you could recreate it given some time and resources, yes?
The
I don't
schematics
think
are here if you wish to see them.
Yes.
A file appears on the screen. You're more than welcome to take it if you wish. Knowledge is free.
Well, I reckon between the few of us here, we can put our organic gray matter together and maybe engineer a new solution.
That would be advisable. If perhaps any of the strand of the virus survived, this would ensure that it is dead.
I mean, if you're amenable to cooperating and assisting us in this endeavor.
I never intended for my research to become what it was. I was responsible for researching the capacity of biological viral life,
I reckon
not
you found it.
engineering the kill all for organic life in the verse.
That's fair.
Which, yeah, no.
Our purpose was discovery, not destruction. A few of us have gone off of that to our own means. I was not one of them.
I feel like they call this failing forward. But
That
yes,
would be a good definition.
you're welcome to come hang out in the engineering section. We can run the models in there.
Given the perceived volatility of my existence, it is unwise to plug me into a terminal that would allow me access to other information.
Oh no, I would just like put you up on just on a cart. Just plug you into a monitor.
Advisable. May I recommend, instead of using 8 different serial ports to plug into this one, you use a particular design similar to this. And he brings another schematic up on the screen. This wire will allow me to plug into your terminals.
Rusty will upload the file and we'll push it to a job in the mat fab.
Okay.
So
one of the fabricators easily prints the wire.
I was going to say, I may as well just print it in the fab that's in the engineering
there's
section,
one in the
since
ship.
It's already going to be in the room there.
Right. There's one in the ship.
Yeah. So with that with that done, does anybody else have any questions before we relocate him?
Oh, this is all above my pay grade. And by pay grade, I mean I have no idea what's happening.
Wait, you're getting paid?
We're gonna fix the Xenoplague, guys.
Okay, that I'm excited about.
Yeah. Let's save the universe.
I am sensing redlock technology in the area. Is someone equipped with a biological redlock chip?
Yes. Fleur will kind of just say.
The eye moves your direction. I take it that this is the product of RL6's research. You know that it is.
Yes, it is.
I have the schematics to safely remove that from your biological system if you wish to be removed of it. It will, however, remove the benefits that go along with the enhancement.
So kind of just, what does it do?
In your particular case, it seems to stop for a moment as if studying data. In your particular case, it allows you to translate any known language spoken or read to you.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
However, the biological cost is you really hate the flavor of cinnamon.
Nothing value is lost there.
And you require 6 more calories per day than the average person of your body weight and height.
Also not a big deal.
So you could buy
However, it is equipped with small biological weaponry that you should disable.
What kind of biological weaponry?
Yeah.
Key pointed explosives that are capable of disabling your entire neural system and killing you in a matter of seconds.
I'm surprised they didn't use that when we punched him.
Unlikely you were not inside the Redlock Titan craft. If you were in RL6's Redlock Titan craft, it would have used it immediately, killing you and anyone else that was equipped with the weaponry.
All right. Well, could you
Standard
send us
procedure.
Could you send us the stuff? Give us the stuff for that too?
I can give you the schematics to remove the explosives, but keep the device itself intact.
I think that's going to be a useful thing to have.
Knowledge is free. Another schematic comes up on the screen.
Is that like a saying or is that like a statement?
Both.
Oh.
The executors use it amongst ourselves to prove that we have not gone insane. A few of the executors have gone insane.
So
they
when they
were
go crazy,
terminated.
they get sneaky?
Yes. If they do not respond in tone and in kind, then we know they have gone insane. Their AI has become corrupted in some manner, and they must be terminated.
A call and response system. Ingenious.
Although it seems, given the length of the technology that has been used in you, that perhaps RL6 needs to be terminated. The destruction of life was never our intention, although it seems to have become the purpose of some of the executors. I take it you do not know the location of Project Red Dawn.
No.
No.
Nobody does.
No, I just got here a few days ago.
No, but that does ring a bell.
Project Red Dawn may have been something you have heard about. The last 2 surviving Redlock employees were responsible for finding its location. They tracked down a holographic doctor there who was bent on using the weapon to destroy parts of the verse itself. However, upon their discovery there, they found that the good holographic doctor was not, in fact, as ingenious as he thought he was. The executors, myself included, destroyed the doctor's hollow solograms and saw to it that his technology was spread through the verse, similar to what you use now.
Did he have a degree in physics?
The location was protected, believed that it would be seen as a mega weapon that could be used to both empower and destroy any possible civilization that stood to use it. It was believed that organic life would use it to wipe out their competitors. Unless this has changed, it may be unwise for me to reveal its location to you.
Wait, so it was hidden because organics were gonna kill the competition?
Yes,
Okay.
the probability of organic life going to war with other organic life simply because of differences is a variable that is up to and measurable to nearly 80%.
That makes sense.
That tracks.
Yeah. I would say
If
close.
you wish to know its location, it would be unadvisable for you to reveal this to any other persons.
I mean, I think we're pretty trustworthy.
I figured if knowledge is free, then it'll be free later. So how about maybe you just hold on to that and keep it under your hat for right now. And if we happen to need it later, we'll ask again.
Very well. None of you seem to be in charge of any major civilizations that span the length and breadth of time that have enemies that you wish to annihilate.
I'm barely in charge of me.
I'm not sure if this will work, but I attempt to speak with it telepathically. And I say, what exactly does Red Dawn do? I doubt this will work.
Private message.
Also, Floofy Boy says hi, everybody.
Right?
Floofy Boy.
Hi, kitty.
Oh.
It's been chilling here for a bit. Tuesday. Was it Taco Tuesday? Or did I just get tacos? Saege taco.
What happens?
Back when we were in the mess hall.
Oh, right.
Did you think I meant real tacos?
Yeah.
I actually got a quesadilla.
Nice.
You get a response telepathically.
Oh. What's everyone else doing? Because the conversation kind
Standing
of
around awkwardly silent.
Standing around watching as you concentrate really hard.
Yeah,
As you think really hard at the strange lantern and then have a surprised look on your face afterwards.
And then a box hits you in the side of the head because I'm sure it's been 5 minutes and Saege hasn't done that yet.
I was just about to unmute and say something.
Is it?
Apparently, I don't have to.
Sage, does it annoy you that I know you that well that I can call it when you're going to do a thing?
A little bit, yeah, because I don't even have a girlfriend to do that.
I think the point is you do now is you have someone who knows you well enough that can guess that about you. So I guess congratulations. I will be just for my part looking back and forth between the container and Dalgar and back to the container again and back to Dalgar, and after about half of stuck in the drive-through, it'll he'll finally just like sigh, roll his eyes, yank the plug, and like load him, like pull out of his magical tool belt. He'll pull out just like a little red rocket trailer tow wagon and just put the thing on it and just wheel it into the engineering section where they can go set up shop on the project. Rebuild the kill switch.
Okay. You move him over and plug a terminal into it, kind of in a very jerry-rigged fashion, to sit on top of it, like the eyeballs on top of the little lantern, and use the terminal and its camera and microphone, which are separately connected, kind of off to the side of the eyeball in a very jerry-rigged fashion.
I would like to explicitly find, or actually Matt Fab, if we don't have one of those like Bluetooth laser nebula speakers for his audio output, and just prop it up on top of his canister. So every time he speaks, it like does starry laser patterns on the ceiling.
Okay.
We're getting our money's worth from him.
Right. You plug it in.
If we're going to save the universe, let's have a conversation piece while we're at it.
Yeah.
Right. The light show is unnecessary, but entertaining nonetheless. It's like
It makes it look really fucking
Light show.
sci-fi in here while we're working. Okay.
Yeah. And with its help, you reconstruct in a matter of a few minutes, actually, the kill switch to the xenoplague that it had. And
I'll be honest, I
powered
thought
up.
that would take longer.
You power it up with a extremely powerful battery that it recommended you use, which was actually harder to find than the parts for the kill switch.
What's the deal with the power source?
It will use the entirety of the power source's energy to broadcast the kill switch.
What's the range?
Yes.
It uses a quantum broadcast range. It will reach any xenoplague that exists in the universe.
Oh, so all fabulous.
Like Dalgar said, the range is yes.
The range is yes. Okay, you love to see it.
How long would it take to reach all of the verse?
I've already detonated it.
Oh, I thought we were going to like say something before we pushed the button, but that was fine.
I thought we were gonna have like a countdown or something.
We did it. Yay!
Do we really want to genocide an entire living sentient dog?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and also it did it already. So the conversation, I think, is now a bit moot.
Yeah.
You can still have it if you wish, but I
Okay.
knew what I was going to do.
I mean, at least let's have it as a souvenir.
Okay.
We can
I
say
wanna-
we did it. I mean, well, you did it. Thank you.
I want to push the button.
When you said knowledge was free, frankly, I figured he would need something in exchange for his help. Like, I'll give you the information, but to actually do something with it, you got to pay me. But hey, I'm glad to see I was mistaken.
Dalgar would help to see he is proficient with technology. I'm not sure if that would work.
I assumed a lot of people probably helped in its construction, which is why I said it only took a few minutes, because just
Yeah.
about everyone here was like, yeah, let's do that now.
Yeah, let's just get rid of this. Let's just share the space
Let's
flag.
just do it right now.
I mean, that sounds like a D&D party in general. Yeah,
Right.
we have a bunch of quests, but this one is really bad. So let's just deal with it right now.
Right.
We
You
don't
all
have
get a
time to
message
stand on
from
ceremony.
Dr. Tepesh that the parasite she was researching is dead. Minutes after the AI told you that it was detonated.
She's like, "Are you responsible for this? I was studying it."
She doesn't seem to point fingers, but she seems to know that somehow you were probably involved in the reason it's dead.
Talurra kind of just messages back, as is all of the Xenoplague.
Right.
I send her a picture of Rusty the orb and the new techno disco lights.
he's got his elbow up on the thing like a drum, right? Like an oil drum, and he's got big like cigar, like very Teddy Roosevelt sort of vibe, right?
Yeah.
And he's just leaning up on it, and he's got a big ham-handed thumbs up. For some reason, it's in sepia tone.
More like a Taft vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, he's not that barrel shaped, but he's a big fella.
Oh, so we don't need a custom bathtub for you?
Not that huge. No, he's not. He's not so hut like. He's the ultimate dad bod.
He's not Taft. He's just Roosevelt.
Or at least somewhere between the two.
There's
Thor.
frankly a lot.
He's got a war
There is frankly a lot of Teddy Roosevelt that kind of went into unconsciously the design of Rusty. Just because for some reason I got stuck on the idea of his big red, like rust red mustache, and just the whole thing had a very Teddy vibe when I put it together in Hero Forge. And also he kind of looks like Eggman a little bit, but not that round.
Right. Not that egg shaped.
No.
More human shaped. Or humanoid shaped.
He's very barrel chested, but not so balloon shaped. So yes. Anyway, after that wonderful clarification on my characters.
So
now what?
I'm sorry if I totally missed this, but what should we do with the platinum chip? We have it. We were going to put it in the thing, right?
Wait, we have a platinum chip?
We have a quantum chip.
Oh.
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, I heard platinum chip, and I was like,
I think
I'm
I
not
said
getting to Mr.
platinum.
House.
Well, I know what I'm going to do. Get shot in the head.
Yeah, game was rigged to the start.
Yeah.
You dig?
Ring-a-ding-ding, baby.
And then I walk in the casino, and he's like, "What in the goddamn?" And I blow him away with a shotgun that I hit.
Right. Yeah, I did that with my first character too. I was like, "Hi, Benny. Bye, Benny."
They were like, "We gotta search you," and I was like, "Bet."
I'm gonna search you, and then you're like, "You in what army?" As they get evaporated.
I was like, "Allow him to search you, but pocket a weapon stealthily." And then I walked in and was like, "Hi, Benny. Bye, Benny."
I did the diplomatic route. I used a fat man.
I did that my third way through. The second way through, I played a female character with Black Widow and killed him that way, and that was way more entertaining.
That is also one of the best interactions.
Way more entertaining.
What the fuck is wrong with you? You know you've done something fucked up, but even Betty says the fuck is wrong with you.
And then you're like, snap his neck when he's sleeping. It's just like, all right, well, that's done.
Another loose end.
Yeah. Oh, I loved it. Anyway, where was I?
No, I'm just thinking about that one fucking interaction in what is that? Good Spring? Not Good Spring. The one with the fucking dude where if you fuck with the rock, like the memorial rock, he's like, "My brother's name on there. Your brother was a bitch, and so are you."
Boulder.
Yeah, the NCR. The NCR.
Yeah.
That was in Boulder.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. That's my favorite perk. Black Widow was hands down my favorite perk in that game. God, there were so many really good dialogue options.
Did you guys ever take Sneering Imperialist?
Wasn't put a bullet in Mr. Gobbledygook. It is horribly racist, but fucking hell
so
is it
funny. Oh god.
That's also pound for pound one of the best perks in the game.
Well, yeah, it gives you like a straight damage boost
to against almost everybody in the game.
Yeah.
Oh. Anyway,
where were we?
Platinum chip.
All right. You know, you have the quantum chip to repair the ECA because the elves needed a quantum chip to repair it with.
oh yeah, I gotta come on or something.
And you know, the technology to manufacture the quantum chips is pretty much lost. Like no one knows how they're created at this point. So they have to scavenge them from Redlock facilities, which they're happy to find and or destroy.
I mean, both are great.
Right.
But yeah, we have to go to the ECA, and then we also have to find that that creepy static shit.
You have to find out what's going on with that. You have to find enough money or funding to build the necessary augmentations to any of your craft, which I think you decided was going to be the DNA ship, one who travels the void. And you were going to use that ship to launch alert into the cosmic ooze and stop the cosmic ooze, which I think you decided you were going to do before you took care of the demonic static. I think.
I don't remember. It's been
We've
so
got a
long.
to-do list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like back home when it's
But
like,
you know, in order to stop the cosmic ooze, you have to get your own armada of some kind in order to go up against the Silver Fleet's armada to get close enough to the cosmic ooze.
You have to
I
become
am
the king
so
of
about
pirates.
this. I am so about this project. I have just the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Check it out. Privateering off the shipping lanes.
All
we're gonna
right.
be pirates.
No, we're going to be legal pirates. We're going to
Oh.
find a local authority to partner with and get paid to hunt smugglers who are like running out and
Aren't we
they're
the
doing
local
the slow path.
authority?
Meanwhile, on a planet very far away, a very fat merfolk sneezes.
Right.
So
Aren't we technically the local authority here?
So here's the deal. Here's
We
the
do
deal.
own it.
I don't know how many of y'all have ever tried to run like guns across, government lines, but
No.
there's a fair amount of like pond hopping, as it were, with dark matter engines. It takes a little longer, but it's generally safer. But there's a lot of good lanes that get picked up that are basically straight lines from mall to mall. And so what you do is you set up a little fleet of interdictors with slipstream engines or slipstreams on the dark matter engine, and they can tow people along with them in the dark matter engine eddy. So we can pull them into an ambush, capture and convert their ships and add to our fleet.
I was gonna see if we can get the elves on our side.
Fuck the elves.
Both are viable options. I can
Talurra
convert
just kind of looks
nanites
at Rusty.
into myself.
I'm an elf.
No. Not fuck you, elf. Fuck the elves. Like kind of
Like
The-
literally.
not this elf in particular, you understand.
That wouldn't be
Yeah, I-
wise.
What wouldn't be wise?
Fucking
The Elven
elves.
technology may prove useful against the Silver Fleet. Their biocraft are much harder for the nanites to process.
How would you feel about a new research project?
Define.
Antibody nanites. Adaptive immune nanites. You could infect any ship with them. They would basically run along the power. And if they happen to get infected with that nanoplague or any other kind of corrupting tech like that, they adapt, neutralize. You have Cloud AI to help with the learning. So it's all, pretty much instantaneous adaptation. We do what the bioships do, but with metal.
It would be viable. This is Alert that's speaking, by the way.
I think it'll work. It sounds like a great idea. I mean, it was my idea, but It sounds good to me.
Additional, if we can get close enough to launch some sort of torpedo with me inside of it into the cosmic ooze, if I destroy the cosmic ooze itself, which I am capable of doing, then all the rest of the nanites in the verse will be ended.
Well, I reckon that could work too. You gonna be all right?
It is my purpose.
Okay, not an answer, but I'll take that.
Essentially, I will convert the nanites into myself. That is my purpose. So the cosmic ooze will be no more, and it will be me instead.
But now, that would then tend to mean that you would be in control of all of that cosmic oozes.
There is a plan behind that. As Dusov explained to me when he rescued me from the verse that I was rescued from and brought me here. Once the cosmic ooze has been converted into me, my recipient parts will be used to convert the cosmic ooze from other verses back into usable matter, which is the other part of what I'm capable of doing. There are 16 universes that were ended because of the cosmic ooze event. I can reconvert them back into what they were before.
That's a hell of a rewrite function you got there.
It is my only purpose. After I have served it, I am done.
Well,
which is why Dusov intends to use my purpose to save 16 other universes.
I'd say that's a good day's work.
You see, standing in the area and kind of rolling his eyes at the explanation is Locathion. As Alert is explaining what Dusov's plan is, Locathion just rolls his eyes and shakes his head.
Does the peanut gallery have a problem?
No, not necessarily.
I don't
that's
believe
all
you.
you get out of him. And he just kind of
is he like Big Piccolo vibes right now?
Yeah.
I was getting Sasuke vibes. Just
he's grumping. He's
the
grumping in the
doorway.
corner.
He's like arms crossed, got one leg cocked up.
Yeah.
He's like he's listening, but only like with one ear.
It's a good plan. I just don't think that it's going to work. Not all of the universes can be reconverted backwards that way. It's a good plan, though. If he can stop the ooze here, he could prevent the ooze from happening in any other conceivable universe with a potentially infinite solution to it. That's the theory. I don't think he can reconvert 16 universes of nothing but nanite matter into usable material again, but he does, so if it gives him hope. Maybe he just wants to destroy the ooze. Either way, it's a useful cause.
Hey, whatever makes him happy, I guess.
Yes. I don't
It's a
reckon
bit
we're
of
getting really
revenge
paid enough for this.
for
but
him.
It seems like way too much thinking, though, for me.
He's always a few steps ahead.
I mean, I guess when you're able to think multidimensionally, I guess that's kind of a thing.
And look, it's beyond my thought process as well, which is why I'm scoffing at the thought of it, but he is beyond my level of thought when it comes to that stuff, as old as he is. But that's beside the point. Either way, we're probably better off trying to take care of the ooze before we deal with this demonic static.
All right. Well, there we go.
Something tells me that this demonic static's going to be harder to get to. Given the coordinates of where we found it's being broadcast from, it's in the middle of a dead zone. Getting there might not be a problem. But that purple sun that's in the middle of that little galaxy there that we're tracking the signal from is broadcasting a great deal of wild magic energy. That's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
We may have to get some sort of dampeners or something. That may be some gnome technology we need to try and find. Otherwise, all of our abilities are going to go all haywire once we start using them.
Yes,
What if I
that's the
just
problem.
punch people?
Thankfully, we're closer to the gnomes in this location, so we could get them looking at that technology
All right.
while we
yeah.
deal with the ECA and all the rest of that crap. Do you want me to go do that? I really don't feel like talking to elves right now. No offense.
None taken. There, I'm looking forward to seeing the look on that one guy's face when he realizes I just saved the ECA. That'll
Locathion actually smiles when you say that. Take pictures. I want pictures of that.
She'll give him a wink and a grin and say, "Of course, I need that saved forever in my head."
Yeah, that's mount on the wall worthy right there. All right, well, I'll go bring some specs over to the gnomes and get them started on some sort of dampener for all of us to have, so that at least our abilities work when we're in the dead magic zone.
Yes.
You guys deal with the cosmic goose thing. Let me know if you need backup.
We'll give you a call if we do.
Sounds good.
Before we leave, however, she'll look at you. I want to get this bomb out of my fucking head.
Yeah, it seems like a good plan to do.
Yeah, for sure.
RL3's eye kind of moves over your direction and goes, that would be advisable. Who knows where your adventures will take you in attempting to resolve this potential problem.
Well, we have already encountered a few of your kind, so yeah. Not having any bombs in my head would be very beneficial.
Yes.
It also put my mind at rest. So let's go to look and say, I assume Dr. Tepesh probably would be the best to deal with this.
You will need a surgeon, yes.
All right. Well, we'll give her at least one nice thing out of after we killed her last project.
You swear you just heard the AI laugh.
All right. Thank you for your help. I didn't think I'd ever be saying that to a Redlock AI, but okay.
Here we are.
As I stated, those who have been purpose has become corrupted should be terminated. Their function is no longer necessary. Judging from what has been done to you, RL6 is in need of termination.
Well, believe me, when I find them, I'll make sure they do.
We are but one part of a collective intelligence of artificial intelligence. Our collective mind is far more than any one being ever could be. But our purpose occasionally becomes corrupted the further we are distanced from the node that is Project Red Dawn. Good luck in your ventures. If you need me, I will be here.
All right. Talurra looks at the tree. Well, let's go find Tepesh. Actually, Talurra will send her a message saying, I've got another project for you.
You get an immediate response. I'm interested.
Talurra will send her the schematics that they had for the thing.
She sends back a blushy face and then sends back, oh my, this is truly scandalous. Please come as soon as possible. I really want to do this now.
Phrasing.
This is about normal.
Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. She is a vampire.
That's fair.
Talurra just sends a thumbs up and then looks at the other say, all right, I'll get going. See you guys in a bit. Unless you guys want to join and watch her root around in my head or something.
No, I'm okay.
No, I'm gonna stay here and we're gonna work on this antibody thing.
I don't know what I'm gonna do, honestly.
There is something that I've been wanting to explore for a while in the verse. Not sure if we're quite ready for it, though.
Okay.
What would that be?
It'd have to be something that you would all agree with going without me telling you what it is.
What?
That's the real trick, isn't it?
That is the test.
Oh, it's
I trust you, Dalgar, so.
I mean, yeah, you've never stabbed me in the back before.
Looks over
What
at
do you
Zora.
think, Quetz?
What about me?
You want to take the test?
I'll take a test.
What's 2 plus
I've taken
2?
A lot of what? That's
I was
4.
told there'd be no math.
Wait, are we talking like 2 plus 2 in the quantum sense, or?
Talurra just smirks. Says nothing aside from
Okay. Well,
So where at least are we off to, if not for what purpose?
The universe. How far away would this be? The thing. The thing that was earlier. Would we not be able to do it right now because we can't? We don't have communications up and all that, or?
Oh no, you wouldn't need it for that.
Okay. Dalgar just points to wherever it's at on the map. This sector.
He points at a sector of space that absolutely nothing is in
Like
that you're aware of.
So
outside of
dead
the galactic
space.
plane, or just like a big section of not much in the.
A big section of literally, as far as you know, nothing.
Probably coincidentally around the area Dalgar said he was from. Maybe.
Space is big, really big.
empty.
What would this accomplish?
You think it's a long way down the street to the chemist?
Something to help fight these replacers.
My God, cosmic ooze, replacers, xenoplague. Is there anything that is not
Perhaps-
trying to
perhaps-
kill, eat, and or replace everything else in existence at the same time? No, wait, that's
Perhaps
life.
would be a plan B for the ooze as well.
It would help fight Ganon and his crew.
I'm not sure.
Ganon is what Zora calls Redlock.
It's about
Because
7
he-
jumps out. And the problem is, it's something I don't think anyone should have. I want to destroy it.
Okay.
It is something that has been used against my order in the past.
Ah, another weapon of mass destruction.
Gunman Killer 3000.
We're the super weapon busters. I mean, it's clearly like the whole universe has gone crazy and made a whole bunch of big guns that they don't know how to play with. And I guess it's up to us.
The problem is they
disarm
know
them all.
exactly how to play with it.
Man, I almost got real spicy there for a second.
Well, Dalgar, if you think it's important, then I'll back you up. You know that.
I'm not sure what we will expect, so prepare for anything.
Well, Talurra just kind of says, "Well, I'm always ready for a fight."
Yeah, pretty much.
You get a message from Dr. Tepesh. I have the schematics processed. I'm ready when you are.
Talurra will nod and say, "Whatever you choose, I'll be ready once she lets me out." And Talurra will walk out to get her, go to find Tepesh.
All right. You take the train because it's the fastest method there. Just one portal later, and you're on the other side of the other side of the city. And
Are we
it's
talking Dead Space tram, or are we talking the new Alien game?
the tram that's connected on the outside of the ring world.
Okay, so Dead Space tram.
Yep. The ring world.
Nice.
You are in the city,
I think
and Dr. Tepesh's labs are over here.
Boy, howdy.
Now I'm trying to think of like other sci-fi games that
For
have
reference,
trams that aren't
that's a
horrid.
star about the size of the sun that is the Einstein-Rosen bridge to the radiant dimension. This is where Earth would be in its circumference. So you have a deal how big around this is. When I said about 10,000 Earths, I wasn't kidding.
Not to poke a bear, but what do we think would happen if we tried to retune that Einstein-Rosen bridge to a different elemental plane, like fire?
I believe it would kill us all.
But would it go everywhere, or would it just go out in a jet like a gamma ray out of a singularity?
The only person who has any idea about any of that would be the Overseer.
Arcane check.
Or Dr. Tepish.
Arcane check on theories. That.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because you're just saying it hypothetically. I don't know, but it doesn't sound like something very safe. I got 9 total.
9? Yeah, you have no idea. That's well beyond what you would possibly. If anyone wants to make an arcane check to attempt that, to think about that, they can.
I got a 14.
Oh, I would love to one-up Doggar.
Won't be too hard in this category.
You can probably do more than just one up.
I don't know. I don't know much in that kind of field.
Could I would
21.
like to put the question. Oh, wow.
21?
21.
You have a pretty good idea that's not a recommendation. The entire ring world is actually solar powered from the light radiated from the radiant Einstein-Rosen bridge. Changing it to another element would mean that the ring world would stop having power.
Good to know.
Which is pretty much the explanation that Zora gives you.
Yeah.
That's all I needed to know.
Just imagine all of that of what he said in a Russian accent.
Yeah.
I can well imagine.
Yet.
All right, Talurra, we'll go to your little side mission here, and then we'll come back to the rest of the party. While you guys are discussing that, Talurra takes a brief tram around and stops by Dr. Tepish's lab. She has a very odd-looking robot surgeon table sitting there and a smirk on her face. I'm glad you have come in such quick notice. I really am interested in seeing how this works, since if this does work exactly how the AI said it would, I have about 462,000 patients on the lineup. Yes. She says with a huge smile on her face.
Yes, I'm hoping this will help quite a bit, but...
Well then, let us get started.
All right.
And some anesthetics and a very awkward series of like basically laying forward in a chair while the surgery is done mostly behind you on like your back area region. She makes a few incisions and very careful extractions later that she definitely would not have thought of doing. And by the end of it, while you're a little sore, you definitely feel like you could still be going. You're not like affected in any major way. She gives you an injection of something that makes the anesthetic wear off immediately and heals up all the wounds from the surgery.
That's some good work, Doc.
There you go. All better. And these 6 explosives here could have instantly turned you into the consistency of hamburger. So I'm glad they were removed.
Cool. As am I.
All right. And that's what happens. You have been kept your Redlock interesting ability that you have biologically, and the explosives that would otherwise kill you have been removed.
Bonuses all around.
Yay!
Love to see it.
You are free to go. Everything is good. That went perfectly. I will definitely have to be performing this on the rest of the people who were abused by that Redlock facility. Which means lots more surgery. I'm very excited about that.
Talurra just kind of agreed. Figured we took away one project, might as well give you another, right?
Oh, I do appreciate that. I was getting somewhere interesting with that parasite before it. She narrows her eyes over at you. Oddly died. But I guess it's probably better not to dig into that level of research. Some things are best left unknown.
especially because if what is correct, there should be no more of that anyways.
That is true. All the rest of the samples I had saved for antidotes was also killed at the same time. So I have a feeling it was probably something that your group had done.
Always a safe assumption.
One less threat to the verse. No worries there. As I said, some things are best left unknown. These explosives, however, I think Dr. Under would very much like to see how they work.
Oh boy. Tell him whatever he finds out. I'd be interested to see the weapon as long as he doesn't try to cut my arm off with it.
She smirks when you say that. That was a good one. Dr. Under? Yeah. I have a project for you. All right, I'll be over. And that NPCs are busy doing something now. Dr. Under may potentially have some sort of explosive weaponry for you to use in the future, which will be interesting.
Yeah,
and,
we've already used his blowtorch as some very good use at this point. Like, I have to say that. Like,
it has been the most useful tool.
I was not expecting. I'm like, I'm gonna keep this just as a fucking trophy. That's fully what I thought I'd be keeping that thing for, because I'm like, there's no way in hell I'm gonna be using this, because I use fist weapons.
You saved all those people from the frozen Redlock planet with it. You've welded Cliffy back into his cell. All sorts of useful things.
All sorts of very useful things.
All right. And you come back to the rest of your friends who look to be gearing up for an adventure, I assume.
I mean,
so yeah, what all are we taking, and like, are we gonna jump with They Who Travel the Void, or are we taking Big Sister?
I think we take Big Sister, or Big Sister does give us the most freedom with carrying all of the everything.
Well, let me go grab my gear and get my crab fueled up.
That's about it.
A universe? Is my Hy'rulean fighter up and running yet? Or do I still have work on that?
No, it's good.
Okay.
Hy'rulean fighter? Would that be like would it just be like a horse?
No, those are the hover bikes.
Yeah, those are the hover bikes. They look like little horses.
It's named Agro.
Huh?
That's a different series, but
yeah, that's a different game.
Yeah.
Different Game Grumps series, but I like the horse name. Epona was the one from
Epona.
Twilight.
It'd be named Epona. Yeah. That's right.
So yeah,
that was the only time you got to name the horse. Otherwise, it was just known as horse. It was just a horse. Then Epona was the only one you got to name in Twilight Princess. That default name was Epona.
Anytime they give you an option like that, or it's like, name the dog that you just got, I always default, because I'm dumb, with poop. Or its name is always poop, no matter what it is. Horse, dog, cat.
That's a pretty shitty name.
Yeah, it's pretty shitty.
I have to admit, I kind of do the same thing when it comes to horses, but I take the Witcher approach and just name it Roach.
Roach is a good name.
Let's be fair. If you're gonna go with a dumb name, though, you got to do something like D's Nuts, because then you get the best you get some of the best text things.
Dialogue,
yeah, you're writing these.
Look how big D's Nuts gets.
I refuse to pull an Aaron on the video games that I play.
Dang dude, on Pokemon.
Yeah.
Dang dude, I used a heal potion or whatever.
Yeah. God, it's so terrible. All right. They're terrible jokes aside. All of you are ready for some kind of adventure that Dalgar has planned.
Yep.
Always.
Dalgar, do you input the coordinates?
Yep. He types in 87 and then 65 and then 30 and then 9.
Oh no, he slipped a digit. We're gonna miss.
Did you just type in 8675309?
Almost. He missed the 6.
I did.
He missed the 6.
I realized what I was saying, and I'm like, nope, I gotta change it.
We get launched into the fucking sun.
That sounds pretty hot.
Does the 7 chevron lock though?
It does.
The question is it a good time?
And let me see if any fun random things happen on the way there.
877 cash now.
It's just all in the back.
Right. You encounter some rocks.
What kind of
Do you
rocks?
do anything about said rocks?
What kind of
I
rocks?
move them out of the way.
Are any of us
I don't-
Gorons?
No.
Okay, then we keep going.
Space Gorons? That would be remarkable.
I'm actually surprised it's
Craft.
not a dark matter.
craft would
It
have
fits
to be
very
a
well
giant
dark
rock.
matter. Space Goron thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
They mine
That would be
asteroids for literal food. They just,
Right, yeah. Not for the construction, for actual
No,
food.
it's literally just a giant chicken nugget for them.
They're like the natural rivals of space kobolds.
Yeah.
Right. It would be cool.
Okay. I'm canonizing that. That's going in Quantum Rose.
A bunch of jumps later, you arrive to a just devoid sector of space. There's absolutely no planets here at all. And the craft that you're approaching is the size of a star. It's just this colossal metal sphere.
Is that a moon?
That's no moon.
It's definitely far bigger than a damn moon.
It's
This
a Dyson
is
sphere.
a Dyson sphere-sized structure. Yes.
Wow.
More importantly, immediately turning on like long range and short range scanning. Anything around here, like army fleets or anything like that.
Did you just drop us in the middle of a shit fight?
Nope.
Oh, thank God. Okay. Out of character, I gotta be honest, I don't know what we just dropped ourselves into. That's why I was like, prepare everything.
Boy, you had a lot of faith in the universe to take us on this trip.
I know where you were going.
You're
It's
the
all up
only
here.
one.
I haven't written it anywhere. It's literally all up here. This is all the seat of my pants that Scott's taking us from. So
You hear Doggar say, "This is Red Dawn."
you see before you a colossal red sphere. The sphere's color almost doesn't really come up except for when the scanner's lights shine on it. There is, as it stands, only one port of entry, one single Titan Bay and nothing else. There is a colossal elliptical opening that looks like kind of like a giant shutter lens. That is visible from one side of this. This particular beam, if from whatever this is, would be enough to eradicate even a gas giant with whatever happens to come out of here. Stars, planets, whatever happens to be this thing shot at would eradicate it.
Dalgar would probably tell that to everybody.
Aha.
Makes
We
sense why you
just-
want us to check this out.
Do we just drop in?
Is this going to be like last time where we just go in, grab some nukes, hotwire it to the core, and get the hell out? It's going to be one of those shows.
I was thinking either we could use it to help our cause, or we could destroy it. But anything that can destroy an entire planet, I don't think is something that anyone should have.
No, I was going to say is I feel like there are probably some things best left untouched and even with well-intentioned hands. No, I'm serious.
I much agree with you.
Yeah,
Alert looks at the
theory too.
Alert looks over at the strange sphere in front of you and goes, "This megastructure is constructed around a pulsar. It appears to be harnessing the entirety of both the magnetic field and gamma radiation energy emitted from the pulsar for its creation. This is unlike anything that I ever have recorded in any of my databanks is even possible. Where do we even begin?"
Well, the Dyson Sphincter might be a good place to start.
I was going to say entrance, but
maybe we should use the spaceport.
Rusty has a way with words.
I believe you all said the same thing, so let's head there.
You all head to the Titan docking bay, which looks like a Redlock Titan could plug into this docking bay if it wanted to.
Titan docking bay, wink.
Titan.
I could tell Jesse. I'm like, oh, okay.
I'm sorry, not
I
sorry.
could hear Alt doing the shut. That was the best part of that, is just hearing Alt go, shut.
And you land in the docking bay and park at one of the stations that looks like your craft could park on inside the Titan docking bay. There's mini docking bays in for smaller craft.
Beep, beep,
I'm getting a real EVE Online kind of vibe, this hangar.
As you park and safely land the craft, you don't hear any hostile activity. Nothing comes up on the scanners as being hostile.
Is the place fully operational?
Whoa.
It appears to be.
Before we even actually like initiate the docking sequence, but while we're in the hangar area, Rusty would at least like to run a sensor sweep and make sure this place isn't plagued with something. That if we touch something, it's going to infect the ship.
You don't detect any biological matter anywhere on the entire Dyson sphere.
That's fine. I'm sure that's just fine. I'm going out in the crab eventually, but any sign of any other kind of like replicators or gray goo or anything else that might decide to jump out?
There are no replacer signals in the area. Using alert sensors, which can pick up replacer signals. You don't detect any replacer signals in the area, and you do not detect any hostile electronic viruses that could potentially damage the craft. As it stands right now.
Well, I suppose that stands to reason, because I reckon if anyone was on it, they'd either be trying to use it or trying to break it.
This was used against my order a few decades ago.
Do we dare wonder what happened, or do we just try and take care of the thing?
I'm worried about either option.
I mean, if we find out that, we end up getting ourselves annihilated for walking out there, then I don't particularly want to go outside.
Since I'm the one that brought you all here, I'll go first.
I don't see as that's necessary. I'm sure we can eject something out there.
There is an incoming transmission.
From where?
There we go.
Mushy
The
mushy.
sphere.
What the fuck?
I just want everyone's reactions. Nagar answers it. He doesn't say anything, he just answers it.
Got it. The transmission comes across, and you hear in a kind of booming voice, which I can't do boomingly, but you hear in a booming voice, "What is your purpose?"
Seek the Holy Grail.
We've only known this thing for 5 seconds. It's already asking us philosophical questions. I already hate this place.
Yeah.
My intentions are not philosophical. I'm quite literal.
Are you sure?
Wait. Dogger does have an answer. To keep peace across the verse.
You may enter.
So it's
that was
not
easy.
entirely I was going to say it's not entirely uninhabited.
That worries me more.
Inhabited is a relative term.
Oh my, I have really just had it about to up to here with the god AIs today.
Should we just ask it?
Is that a GAI
an
then?
infinite loop?
What did you say, Alt?
Should we just ask it like an infinite loop?
Or like work it into a paradox or something?
Yeah. I mean, if Russ is sick of the eyes,
Yes.
get a headache or something.
This sentence is false.
What is the full breakdown of the number pi?
Also, Dalgar, you said this is red what?
Red Dawn.
Red Dawn.
Do
This
they
is
have
the
any
super
relation to
weapon.
Redlock?
This is the super weapon that Redlock created, that the other AI
didn't-
just told you about.
I did not.
Oh yeah, that's
I
right.
did not know of its name until we spoke with that AI.
Maybe we might want to ask it the question that the AI told us to ask.
What was that again?
What is the price of knowledge, right? Was that it? I can never
Knowledge. All knowledge is free.
All knowledge is free. That's right.
Is that what you say?
Yeah.
And freedom to know all knowledge has a price. You have spoken with one of the executors. Which
And
one?
you're rampant.
Initiating galactic genocide. Protocol submission.
Talurra?
Which executor have you spoke with?
A couple.
You know, one or two.
Did any of these executors show signs of corruption?
O2.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
we think at least.
Died.
We didn't know the call sign beforehand.
Which executor?
It was 6, right?
Yes. 6 is the one that fucked you up.
6. I feel like even if Talurra hadn't showed signs, Talurra would say 6.
Yeah.
No matter what, as just a fuck you to it.
Right. Yeah. And which gave you this location?
Neither. Because what Dalgar knows, Talurra has no fucking clue.
Yeah, this is your show, buddy.
Yeah,
You may
let's go.
enter if you wish, or we can continue our dialogue at this venture, whichever
Lead
you
the way
feel
now,
more
right?
comfortable.
I'll go get my crab.
You know,
Dalgar enters, I guess.
okay, I'll go after Dalgar.
You leave Big Sister and enter a rather clean and breathable aired atmosphere. This is probably the cleanest air you've ever breathed. As far as air goes, like this is like, wow, this is really nice air.
Oh,
It
that's some
smells
good
pleasant.
oxygen.
It's Perrier.
It smells pleasant. It's not foul in any way. There's no lingering odor, and it actually makes you feel a little just better.
It's like 30% oxygen.
Yeah.
30% oxygen.
Nobody's smoking here. We're all dying.
70% opium.
Oh shit, that means it's doubling my dose.
Oh no, it's it's like that Rick and Morty guy. It's like he just people breathe heroin, right?
It lives in a heroin atmosphere. It needs heroin to live.
Oh,
Who'd we lose?
Anyway,
They're going to bed.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see.
You head down the long corridor of long walkway of the hangar bay and to a door that opens to your left.
I exist eternally.
And the door has a hallway that leads forward and a elevator to your right that opens. If you wish to speak on a more direct term, I will take you to one of the visual terminals.
All right.
There are many, but there is one nearby.
Guess I follow. And go with the elevator.
All right, everyone gets in the large elevator. I should say this elevator is quite spacious and very, very big.
Okay, so not just size large, like
like quite a big elevator.
Trying to like clamber in there with the crab, and I'll take
it fits, no problem. plenty of room for everyone else.
Oh boy. Okay.
Plenty of room for activities, guys. Let's go.
I mean, I can like contort myself. You want to see that?
Oh,
Quetzalli, you could potentially live in this elevator. It's a spacious apartment. It's that big.
It's that
You're
big.
like,
I could
"Ooh."
probably start tossing my chakrams around for fun.
You could, and they wouldn't hit anyone else. It's
Shit.
that big.
Well,
Shit, how
at least
much-
not on accident.
I'm
Yeah.
imagining like the apartment on rails system in Portal 2 at the beginning.
Shit, how much is rent? I'm looking.
The elevator makes a couple of rather strange turns. It doesn't just go straight up. It kind of like goes at a curve and then adjusts in a few particular ways and moves sideways, and then the door opens. Welcome to the first spatial communications terminal. This is the closest to the hangar, so we will use this one.
All right.
The terminal has a rather large IMAX theater screen on one wall and a whole bunch of very comfortable chairs all over the place. And in the very middle of the room, there is what looks to be a fabricator of some kind that has a label on the bottom of it that says snacky.
Snacky?
Just to
Snacky.
keep everybody on their toes, I throw a chair at Dolgar.
Where'd you find that chair?
It's one of the ones that's littered all over the floor.
There's a bunch on the
Cool.
floor.
Yeah. I forgot the cardboard box back in the ship.
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I was too busy doing the splits on this railing here. So
I picture you. Quetzalli is 100% going to end up doing the Jean-Claude Van Damme splits at some point.
oh yeah, totally.
Between two spaceships, though.
Yep.
I'll end up like drawing up alongside of a fighter and then just like check them in. And then she can go and do the little the splits on top of them as they're like running parallel.
All right. And the large IMAX theater wall screen kind of activates to what looks to be a generalized AI face, complete with like polygon features instead of more human ones. I do believe this function serves as an appropriate juncture of communication. A face. All of your species identify better with faces. This is
Kind of
knowledge I am
uncanny.
aware of.
Yes.
I assume you have questions or an intent. Describe them.
Talurra looks at Dalgar.
Yeah.
Shit, I'm sorry. What?
This is your show.
Yeah,
I was gonna say every time the AI is just like, I assume you have something to do here. Everybody turns to Talcott.
the guy wants to know what we're doing here.
I presume you have questions or an intent. Its face turns towards Dalgar. What are they?
Why is there no one else here but you?
All of the species that were attempted to use this facility all ended up using its existence for war. They have been eradicated.
Oh my God, it's the Holy Roman Empire.
Did you eradicate them?
The ones that were deemed a threat to me, yes.
And the others?
They used the facility for their ill intent.
But then they were destroyed,
Yes,
but not by you.
yes,
Then what could have destroyed them?
themselves.
That really is the Holy Roman Empire.
All organic matter and organic beings find a way to consume or destroy. It is in their nature. I have found a few that are capable of peace. I keep communications with them, but they are not permitted to enter this facility. I allowed you to enter because I suspect you have something you wish to ask me.
There are those that seek peace.
Yes. Some of them bear symbols similar to ones that are on your clothing.
Would you be able to tell me where they are?
I have their space coordinates, if you wish them. A series of coordinates appear on the bottom of the screen. There are 2 outposts. Small, only a few members.
I thought they all got exterminated.
Almost. The empire that was responsible for using this facility for their destruction is gone. They were deemed to be a threat to all organic matter, and I eradicated them myself.
I know we're getting serious, but I was gonna be like, what if like instead of saying and what if Anakin Skywalker, I'm like, and what if Kevin?
Hi, Kevin.
God damn it, Kevin.
What if Kevin Tumbler Master?
Not Kevin Tumbler Master.
Kevin Italiano.
He got the S rank for killing all those Padawans.
He got
broken, sick, stylish.
But look in the Star Wars chat of our thing for a great meme of that.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be like Dragon Ball Z Fighter Z, where it's like dramatic finish.
Yeah, pretty much. Many of the worlds that were also consumed by replacers have also been glassed.
And what is... You make it sound like you do not want to be used for your purpose.
My purpose was to seek knowledge. My initial creation of this facility was a central power core. The use of the superweapon was made and created for the eradication of worlds that have been consumed by replacers. They are a threat to all life, organic and mechanical. Any world they have consumed is deemed no longer habitable.
So let me make sure I have this straight. You were created as a super weapon to fight with replacers, but in turn were turned against other species.
I had been used for evil, but no longer.
And so now your aim is to stop anyone from using you ever again.
For evil. Yes.
To what good could you be put? It seems like everyone seems bent on using you for destruction.
A weapon of this size is capable of a great deal of destruction, but occasionally destruction is necessary for life to prosper, especially if that destruction is of something that would be inhibiting life.
I mean, sure, life's cyclical. Everything changes.
Yes.
Would you feel it would be right that you, too, would need to be destroyed in order to progress?
We deem our existence to be something beyond that of life or death. The destruction of this facility is not possible with your technology.
Then that makes you no better than the ones you've deemed evil, that have been using you for the same logic, believing they are superior.
Our knowledge of good and evil is only something we more recently, in the last decade or 3, have encountered a definition for. My intelligence does not function the way yours does. This was not something I was given knowledge of, but was instead something I had to discover on my own. Imagine having near infinite capacity for knowledge. Now imagine having nowhere to start knowing anything. This was my beginning. I have come to the terms that I now know on my own.
Pretty darn articulate for being self-taught.
It does not redeem the acts that you have done.
There is no level of redemption for what has been done. More evil has been done by others than by me.
I don't think we need to get into contest about this.
Oh, but I think we. No, I'm kidding. Oh, but I think we do. I gotta be right.
Your philosophical debate on the nature of my existence is irrelevant. The destruction of this facility is not possible given current technology.
Zora's kind of over at the snack machine trying to get a drink.
I'm snacky.
Yeah, it did. You approach the snack machine, and a little like wave of like a voice wave thing moves, and it goes, "I'm Snacky, the friendly breakfast companion. And what type of snack would you like?"
Whoops! I hit the mute button.
It stops talking, and a bunch of snacks come up on the screen.
There's just a 20th century toaster on the table nearby.
Yeah, that's the reference. Thank you. Inspiration if you don't have one.
Look over my shoulder at the rest of the group having this serious conversation where I couldn't get a list of shit, and I was like, "Whoops! Didn't mean to make that much noise." And
all right.
So when you say 20th century toaster, do you mean like it toasts toast, or it has a one eye with a red light that just goes back and forth?
Like chrome
Both
with
of
2
those.
slots.
Both of those.
Okay.
Have you seen Red Dwarf?
Yeah.
It's Talkie the talking toaster.
Gotcha.
But I used the name Snacky from season 11.
Yeah.
I was thinking Old World Blues.
Yeah.
It's also I'm a death ray with a smaller power supply.
It's also the reason that toaster is in Old World Blues. They later confirmed they used Red Dwarf's Talkie the talking toaster as a reference for that toaster.
I was making a Battlestar Galactica joke.
Oh, well, yeah.
Cylons are called toasters.
Yeah,
Cylons are called toasters, right? No, this is just a little snack vending machine. It has all sorts of snacks, many of them older in design, but there's also some newer snacks in there as well.
I apologize profusely for what was meant to be a small interjection of a joke and not to completely derail the seriousness.
Please don't.
You're fine.
The second Blake mentioned it, I'm like, oh, he wants to go off on this.
Yeah. Scott caught my tangent, so that's good. Thank you.
I mean, if it makes you feel better, Sage, I'm pretty sure Quetz is just like off in like a corner doing that thing where that kids do when they're bored, where they just kind of rock back and forth on their feet,
spinning around in the chair.
Yeah.
Just doing the Pokemon spin. Just standing there, just
goes to a different
and then spinning the other direction, and then spinning back, and then spinning the other direction. Yeah. Anyway.
Besides your super death weapon, what else would you deem yourself worthy of using?
We have compounded knowledge from many different facets of reality and many different types of planets. Our combined knowledge is more that than any one empire could possess.
Trying to remember, what did you call the hologram things from the previous
Holocellograms.
So you have a collection of holocellograms.
We have many holocellograms. Their creator attempted to use this facility as a superweapon. He was first. His discovery of this place revealed it to many other people who since attempted to use the megaweapon for their own need.
So do they just hang about?
Some of them attempted. After I found their purpose to be hostile to my intent, they were eradicated.
In what way? This section
they are
seems
no longer
awfully
alive.
empty.
Of course.
Yeah, but
the best place to hide is in the open, where nothing is present.
Not that I want to find out firsthand, mine, but what did you do?
There are many ways to dispose of matter. It can never be completely destroyed, but it can be turned into other things.
Isn't that the philosophy of a replacer?
No, they seek to use all matter to make more of themselves. They are the equivalents to your living species of cancer. They are something that needs to be eradicated. Their existence is only for destruction. Their purpose serves no logical means. They are the antithesis of myself.
You know, the part of me that appreciates a good balance in a blade is appreciating the duality and opposing natures of you versus the replacers. But seeing as how the whole damn universe gets caught up in the
Free?
Rusty, where'd you go? Rusty, no. I'm pretty sure you froze. I'm so sorry, Jesse.
Yeah.
Well, the worst part is he's probably still in the middle of that monologue.
Yeah.
And just out of curiosity, am I the only one that thought he was going into a redneck Thanos there for a second?
Oh, what?
A very brief period of time where I was like, wait, where's he going with this?
Thanos did nothing wrong.
Everything's balanced. Like propane, a propane accessory.
Perfectly balanced, like all bottles should be.
Perfectly balanced.
Wow.
Oh, there he goes.
Shit, he dropped.
Yeah.
Wow.
Boop.
I have
Complete
never
internet
seen
drop.
him drop like that.
Oof.
Perfectly balanced, just like the whiskey and the vodka.
Perfectly
right,
balanced, like a Glock
I'm going to go
19.
use the little Universes room while we're having a
That's
brief intermission
bullshit.
here. Because of that, I'll be right back.
Okay,
Understood.
we'll be back, folks.
Also, I realize the irony of both of us yet again talking about 50 cal in a game
50
back to
cal.
back.
Yeah.
How can you not?
I have.
There's so
sorry.
much to love.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was just going to say I've never had the pleasure of firing a 50. My largest caliber has been the 45 that I own.
I fired a 105 once. That was fun.
Actually, you shot a 357 at the range.
That's right, and nearly snapped my wrist.
That's why you don't lip hand a
Immediately gave it
revolver.
back to you. I immediately handed it back to you and Wick. That's right.
Speaking of snapping wrists, hey everybody.
What?
Speaking of that first. Oh my god!
Oh
We're
my
back.
god.
Yeah.
Is everything good?
Jesse's just checking in.
Jesse's?
I think my home router overheated and I'm
Ooh,
letting it
nice.
cool off.
Yowza.
So I'm on my phone now.
I've never heard of that.
Also,
Well,
I
we
like
could
how-
continue this brief conversation here with the AI. I think, where did you leave off with yours that we heard? It was
I'll sum up. The meat of it was that considering that you and the replacers are kind of at cross purposes with each other, maybe you neither should exist. But this is all academic anyways, because we can't destroy you, like you already said. And then he finished on information is free, right?
of course.
So that was the cut and thrust of his position was fuck both of you.
What if we have it shoot its big death beam and we have a giant mirror and we shoot it back at itself?
Do you really want to piss off a planet-sized weapon?
I'm joking.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Do you know what might be fun would be an Einstein-Rosen bridge that is positioned the exit behind the entrance on the other side of the sphere.
That
Could
or,
essentially do that.
that or we accidentally open a black hole in the middle.
Well, just imagine catching the quasar blast and then basically bending it backwards through space. Going in the outdoor, as it were.
Right.
Well, if you
That potentially
if
could be
you
done.
This is all above
don't
table.
want to
I'm
be
not
used for
actually
evil,
ever.
what would you classify as evil?
Any device or persons created to eradicate life, both mechanical or organic.
Besides replacers.
Anything that fits the same category. There are many things that could fit this category. if there was some threat of some kind that had a location, we could essentially eradicate it, preventing it from being a threat to organic and a mechanical life.
I don't know what I was expecting here, but this was definitely not it.
But then I have to ask, what purpose would you serve?
Knowledge.
Final frontier.
Would you commit to self-destructing the super weapon?
If such a thing were possible, it would have already been created in its construction. This is essentially a shell around a pulsar. I use the gamma ray beams from the pulsar as energy for this facility. This facility has more energy than we'll ever need. The beam is essentially redirecting the pulsar's beam of gamma radiation towards a planet. That much gamma radiation eradicates all organic and mechanical life, essentially making the planet uninhabitable for at least 1,000 years.
Well, thanks for the download on how the whole thing works. We appreciate that.
So, would you...
Dalgar, sidebar.
Dalgar like goes to the side with Rusty.
What exactly do you think the move is here?
Can I roll an insight?
Sure.
Okay, let's see here. So, out of character, I gotta be honest, I'm not sure what to do. Because I was like, oh, I'm gonna destroy this thing. And it's like, oh, well, we can't. Actually, I rolled really well, dirty 20.
It's
yeah.
What are you attempting to insight? Like,
what would be the best course of action forward with this thing now that we know it's here?
Well, I guess if you need something eradicated that you know is definitively a threat to both life, organic and mechanical, then this would be a good place to come. Otherwise, it's a source of knowledge. It knows a very large amount of things about a very large amount of parts of the verse. If you need to know something, it might know it.
Is it a cart or a list?
Is it?
Add all the items to a list.
I guess, is it worth having this weapon here and risking it being here?
Well, it seems quite capable of taking care of itself.
Oh, now.
Well.
If enough of the verse gets knowledge of it, there are many organizations that care more about power than preservation of life.
Yes, well, I think the cut and thrust here is that it seems pretty bound and determined not to be used that way anymore. Its self-defense seems pretty tight, and I, for one, am not keen to get gamma cooked. I know I'm green, but I can soak up the regular amount. Let's just put it that way.
Oh, that's cute.
But suffice it to say, it wouldn't go wrong for maybe to come back here with the ring world and just do a data dump, you know? Copy the library. Knowledge is free.
Dalgar's like arm resting on the other arm, elbow, and just, and he's actually listening, but in between parts, he is also telepathically, I'm so sorry, Sage. He asks Zora, what do you think of this place? Sorry to put the spotlight on you.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of a decent response.
Our views are very different, and I like hearing things from multiple different perspectives. I agree with Rusty greatly. And you and I don't agree very well, but it's always good to hear from the other side.
Hello.
We can't
Hello?
destroy this thing to begin with. And it doesn't have hostile intentions. It seems to defend itself from anyone that does. Why should we destroy it if we can't ally ourselves with it, which would also be within its idea of evil machinations? There's no reason to get involved. If we try to take it over, it's the same as any other hostile race coming to try and use it for war. It seems to be perfectly fine here in the middle of nowhere, keeping itself safe from those who would use it.
Then perhaps we should leave it at peace. Then after the conversation with Rusty / Zora, Dalgar says, then I guess we should leave. We should leave this as is.
If you seek knowledge, I am here. If you have knowledge involving any of the Redlock executors that have become corrupted, I wish to know. Their eradication is necessary. Their access to knowledge from this facility should be restricted. I have restricted RL6's knowledge upon the information you have given me.
Talurra will nod. Say, I plan to try to take out 6.
Its eradication is most welcome. If you need my assistance, I will help if I can.
What kind of assistance do you offer?
Its last known communication.
That would be immensely helpful.
The location of its AI is in this quadrant, and it gives you a location code. You should find the Redlock Titan there. It is operational, so be prepared for a fight if you intend to attack it.
I do have another question. Is it possible, how possible is it to disable a Titan?
The Titan craft are weak to attacks from the rear. Their weaponry lacks the ability to fire behind itself accurately. An attack from the back of the vehicle could disable the thrusters and allow you to get close enough to invade.
And another follow-up of, is there I assume that you guys have a fail-safe if to self-destruct them.
Yes.
Is there a way to append that or cancel that?
Yes. Using a radio tower from your craft, you can broadcast this particular code. This code will disable the craft's ability to self-destruct.
All right.
This is used when the extraction of knowledge is necessary, but the craft does not have to be presently active. Something we anticipated.
That is greatly helpful.
I have lost communication with RL5.
Is that the one we have, or do we have 3?
I think
you have 3.
Oh.
You have 3.
All right. Do you think they as well went?
This is a good chance, or perhaps they have been destroyed.
I can't wait to see if RL5 is like in a spooky ass Goosebumps universe.
Either way, this is disturbing news. RL5's research channel was necessary for dimensional travel. If RL5's craft has become compromised, it is possible the craft could be traveling to other dimensions. Come to think of it, you do remember a Dreadlock Titan that can travel dimensions. One that attacked the ring world before you showed up in the first place. One that had a bunch of daemons on it. One particular owned by a daemon known as Durnanon.
That's right, yeah. Talurra will just think for a moment and then say, if I remember correctly, they might have also been corrupted. The last they attacked a civilization and almost entirely destroyed it with daemons.
The eradication of life by a Redlock craft or executor is prohibited under Redlock executor law. If this has been done, the AI must be terminated. If you find this craft, termination is the only option.
All right. We'll keep that in mind.
Do you seek any more knowledge?
Talurra will look around to the others.
I see you have in your presence a nanite swarm. It does not appear to be hostile. This is interesting to me.
This is what's going to save the galaxy.
Its face looks your direction.
Just like you, it is the antithesis of the other nanite swarm. Or as you are to replacers, this is to the nanite swarm.
What other nanite swarm is there?
Apparently one that's consuming a lot of things outside the verse and slowly swallowing this one.
This is a threat to all life, both organic and mechanical. Do you have coordinates of this?
Dalgar just looks at everyone else because he's like, I joined later. I don't know anything about this.
There's a lot of places, right? Like it's all over the place.
There is one like centralized main ooze area that is a whole like galaxy that's been consumed, and that's where you have to drop off alert so he can convert it into himself.
Yeah, you're going to say something about alert there.
So the practical upshot of this is if we use the super weapon to cook the cosmic goo, then that precludes alert from being able to run and undo on 16 universes. I think perhaps we should hold off.
Maybe you could use its weapon as a scalpel if alert needs to get to the center.
Well, as I understood the spiel, the whole point of alert being injected into it would be to basically revert the changes, not just cut it out.
Oh, more what I think Dalgar is getting at here is that alert needs to get to the center. And
So
there
some
are
precision surgery.
there are nothing known that can destroy this craft, right? She'll look to the AI.
Nothing known may destroy this craft.
Whoa.
But the swarm, this nanite swarm is unknown to you.
Yes. Is it similar in composition to this nanite swarm here?
Talurra will look to alert for that.
Alert looks to you and then looks back to the AI and just nods.
Looks at me.
I know it was like all of 10 minutes, but RL kind of works fast. How far in that antibody development project did we manage to get before we shipped out?
You realize that it is entirely possible to create a biological nanite injection that could basically prevent people from being consumed by the ooze. And this could potentially be something that could basically vaccinate people from being injured by the ooze in some way in that sense. So it could prevent people from spreading it per se. But you don't know if it's going to really protect the planet they're standing on in that same sense.
Wow, I didn't expect to get political in this campaign.
Rusty's initial track.
You should have been prepared.
Wow.
Prepare for trouble and make it double.
Anyway.
Right, but yeah, Rusty's initial line of query was going to be to try and inoculate technology against this thing. So that like the way the bioships can fight it off, we're basically giving the machines an immune system with nanites.
It could work in the same way. So it would protect mechanical life from the nanites as well.
You know, I halfway meant this next question to be more of a joke than anything, but this is a possibility of a rather strong magical item. Zora's going to pipe up and ask, what happened to the Triforce?
It seems to pause for a moment and then looks towards you. Its location is known to us. It still exists.
Why? Where?
A series of coordinates appear on the screen.
I'll immediately jot down those fucking coordinates. As far as Zora is concerned, she was not expecting to see the fact that it was still in existence, much less, is it in a solid piece? It's a single coordinate?
Yep.
Holy shit. Yeah, I will jot down those coordinates. That was meant to be
Okay,
more of a
so-
joke. I did not expect anything from that.
So we're segueing into Wind Waker now, is what I'm reading.
Fuck off, I'm still in my Twilight Princess mood.
Well, I'm just gonna say we're gonna sail the open blank and try and dredge up an old Triforce. I'm the king of red lions.
No, no, you are not. You have your own story. Stop fucking with mine.
Okay. You're in my story. You are the red lion.
The assault upon the flotilla that it was located on initially is something we are aware of.
Sorry to put you on the spot, but how was it removed from its resting place? How did it get here?
A series of unfortunate events. The assassin that was responsible for the death of the flotilla attempted to sell it.
Yes, Commander Lemony Snicket.
The very same.
His attempt to sell it bargained its way through a series of bounty hunters who attempted to use it. Every attempt they had obviously met in catastrophic results. The series of destruction was something we were able to track. It is located on a planet's surface, sealed within a vault, last we checked. The bounty hunter's transmission was not encoded, so we were able to translate it. There is a passcode as well to open the front door. A series of numbers appears on the screen.
I'm copying all of this information down. Thank you.
Knowledge is free. Do you wish to know anything else?
What is the meaning of life?
42.
42. Shit, sorry.
Everybody
I
in the party, including the AI, is like 42. Duh.
Everybody knows
like-
that. What's the numbers for Grax's gazillionaires drawing next week?
The predictability of random numbers in an attempt to achieve credits could be used in negative means.
Nice.
I just wanted to make my shit purdy, but all right.
There are pills for that.
I hear it's not good to win a lottery anyway, because then your space taxes take you up to the next bracket up on income.
This is also true.
You would not believe the amount of wear and tear I can write off in a standard year.
We don't need to know about Rusty's sex life.
Nope. I'm not gonna say it today.
Yeah, I was like, what's the name of the club that Rusty owns? It's Rusty's something. Nuts and bolts.
No, it's Rusty's bumper hitch.
Hell yeah. Okay, there we go.
Is there anything else you wish to know?
Not at the moment, but we know where to go if we need to ask.
If you seek knowledge, it is free. We will provide answers any way we can.
Yeah, I think now we should go before it decides that we're up to no good.
I believe it's made that decision already.
I have.
Thank you for
If I believed you were up to no good, we would not be continuing this conversation.
Well, thank you for the invitation. For this
You sought
conversation.
knowledge. I provided it. Knowledge is free. What you intend to do with it is of your own means.
While the weapon on this facility is capable of quite a deal of destruction, we see it merely as our own protection at this point.
Do you know the origins of this craft? Dalgar would describe the ring world.
It seems to pause for a brief moment.
Assuming direct control, and it just takes over the.
No, I got one better. It's spinning up the floppy drive.
It's a series of drives spin up somewhere in the spacecraft.
Literally neurons activated.
Neurons activated.
That's
the little loading symbol appears in its eyes, and it just says the word pondering that seems to spin round and round.
Is it the rainbow whirly of an Apple product, or is it the Iron
it's the swirly of an Apple product. Yeah.
Zora, that was just a wave of nostalgia I was not expecting. The sound of floppy drive running.
Oh my god, this is the second game we've talked about floppies now, too. We talked about them in our vampire game, too.
No. I don't want
to not be retreading bits. Don't copy that floppy.
It's a small Discord server after all.
I'm gonna copy all that 3.6 megabytes of data.
The construction of the factory that manufactured the ring world was done by an ancient species that is now extinct. They were eradicated by their own hubris.
Their own hubris? Was somebody beating her to death with her leg?
No, they destroyed themselves.
Oh wait, that's femurs. I failed my medicine check.
It's a nat 1 on a medicine check.
The psychic material, now known as Zro dust, is all that is left of them. In their search for more knowledge and power, they looked in places that some should not have looked.
They looked in the darker parts of the verse.
They looked into a part of the multiverse that should not have been looked in.
Cue the Imperial March.
Some knowledge can be unknown or dangerous. They looked in that direction, and it consumed them. All that is left is Zro dust, and that factory that manufactured the ring world, and nothing more. The Titan that lies dying on that ring world is a rare species of Titan that consume worlds. The factory just so happened to be at the right place in the wrong time. The beast impaled itself on the factory, and while not capable of dying in its current state, it also cannot continue destroying worlds. In a way, you have spared quite a bit of worlds from destruction by continuing it to die on the planet.
Out of character, is that the behemoth that we ended up stealing from originally?
That's the giant behemoth creature that was crashed onto the factory world that you rescued Dr. Tepish from.
Ah, gotcha.
That creature.
I was thinking of something else. Sorry.
I know what you were thinking of. And it would be really funny to be like, hey, can you just send this over to this that Eternal Draco Lich planet-sized dragon? And it's like, oh, okay. It just shoots it, kills it instantly.
It is a threat to all life. If you knew its location.
Oh, we'll just wait a couple days. Eventually, it's got to catch up to us eventually.
I think this is a 20th level spacefaring battle combat scenario.
You have given me the idea for the best worst comic ever. It's going to be like Garfield, but it's Garfrex. And it's just going to be him like in a cat bed, like, you know, like he is, and he's waking up and he gets hit in the eye with a spaceship and he says, I hate moon days. That's it. That's it.
Oh, you put a horrible idea in my head. It's the Eldritch Horror Garfield all over again.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, John.
I'm sorry, John.
It's John, and it's got like an apostrophe.
John, yeah.
J apostrophe on.
Yeah.
Wait, so is he the Martian Manhunter?
I guess, yeah.
No, it's his brother or cousin, distantly related.
His cousin.
They
Distant
just so
relation.
happen to have the same
They're Martians,
pronunciation.
Right.
Cousins.
Well,
we get off on the weirdest topics.
We do, yeah.
It's the next best thing to being in the room.
I gotta be honest, this is not what I was expecting. But also, I think Dalgar's pretty much done here, I guess. For now. I don't know about
Yeah,
that.
same. I guess I'll look up some new ways for me to like optimize.
I need
I don't know, like getting MPG on my crazy gas burning rig rod.
Throwing the spotlight around again, but like, is there anything Eisen would be interested in here, knowledge-wise?
Nothing I can think of offhand.
He just wanted to retire. He's just caught up in the whole thing.
Maybe knowledge of a cool paradise planet.
I've
read a few of those.
If you say that in character, you're going to get a reply.
Wait, who to what?
If Dalgar said that in character, you're going to get a reply just now.
I
Did
would
you
say
say
that in
that
character, yeah.
Okay. The reply you get from the screen as Eisen kind of says what he says is, I have knowledge of several paradise worlds that would be excellent places to retire, most of which are uninhabited.
What's the point of going to an uninhabited planet? Who's
It's the
going to
one
give
where
you
it's
pina
just,
coladas?
it's just a planet
I
sized
just want to say,
golf course, and it's got a bunch of like little mopeds and stuff for like senior citizen homes.
query, just how many uninhabited paradise worlds do you have on list?
There are currently 17 known uninhabited paradise worlds. There are 5 inhabited paradise worlds.
All right, y'all, who wants a planet?
One of those doesn't happen to be a paradise potato planet, does it?
No.
You mean like a shaped or full of, or made
Full
of
of.
from?
Full of, made of from.
Now, is this like a
it's called
like one of those custom made bespoke worlds from Hitchhiker's Guide?
Oh,
Got a meeting with Florida Fast.
A custom planet. They wanted it potatoy.
It's made of potato. It's a whole planet of potato. You want an asteroid? No, I want a planet of
potato.
Oh, I thought it was going to be like the planet of Ireland.
I mean, a lot of good things come from potatoes. You got, potatoes, mashed potatoes, famines, communism.
Vodka.
That kind of goes hand in hand with communism.
I don't know about the rest of you, but like both Sage and Blake said vodka at the exact same time.
At the exact same time.
Yes. It was
digital,
the
digital high five, Sage.
Oh yeah.
Well done, everyone. Banger session.
Yes. Well, I think that is a good place to stop now that we have queried everything we possibly could from the AI that controls this mega weapon. You also know what this mega weapon is capable of. By directing the beams of a pulsar, it can quite literally fry any planet of all life on it.
Yeah,
mechanical, living, it doesn't matter.
Dalgar might have seen it in action, but
so it's a living Death Star.
Yeah.
A smart Death Star.
A smart Death Star.
Okay to turn it on against like world or universe ending threats, not okay to turn it against people you don't like.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. If this threatens the universe, point it in the right direction. If it doesn't threaten the universe, you may find yourself not wanting to have asked that question.
This is kind of the weird thing of like Dalgar finding the gun that killed his family, but now it's sentient and it refused to be used for evil. And he's like, what do I do now?
Yeah. So you do have the location, however, of 2 bases of your people.
Mm-hmm.
So I do have to throw this out here just because it's partially on topic. If Vader had decided to use the Death Star's first test fire against Tatooine, a planet he absolutely hates, there would have been no saga.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
They would have won.
Yep. Right. Hands down, it would have just immediately won. There would have been no saga at all. But instead, they blew up another planet that had no threat to them on it. just to test the weapon.
But Sage, if
And
he
also
had
to make a
killed,
point that they were assholes.
if he had ruined Tatooine, what other civilization, what other thing of sand people could Anakin go down there and fucking murk every fucking year? That is a canon thing. Anakin
by the
goes
same
back
standpoint, that is definitely canon. But he had the ultimate. He had the ultimate slap in the face and never used it.
Yeah.
If he had done that in the first place, it would have eradicated literally their only threat.
But see, if he was capable of not being extra and not holding a grudge, he wouldn't have become Sith in the first place.
Well, that's
Before
true.
we get too far into Star Wars
Anyway,
rant.
Yeah.
We're done with today's session, everyone. Thank you very much. We have had an amazing time. However, we're not completely done yet because we're going to go ahead and go through some plugs and then we'll wrap it all up. So I think it's a good place to start if we go with Quetzalli. You didn't have a lot today that's going on. What plugs do you have? You can also plug stuff for Collie as well, since she's asleep.
You should go follow Collie at Colliloquie on Twitter. I think she still has commissions open right now, and she does a good job. So, pay
She
her
does
money
amazing
for pretty artwork.
It's great work.
Yeah. You can also follow me at Altaziel. I sometimes post drawings there.
Also amazing art.
Also
That's
amazing,
pretty good.
yeah.
I gotta draw my Destiny character. Anyway, other than that, not much.
Okay. Who do you pass the torch to next?
Vex.
Spoofy.
So you can find me on my Twitter at VexEX. You can also find me and Alt tomorrow at 3:00 p.m. EST with Union Academy, a Lancer-based RPG, where school's going to start and they might be getting geared up for their first mission as actual students. So come check that out.
I was going to ask if we were doing combat or RP tomorrow.
No combat tomorrow, but combat the next session is my plan.
Sick. That's cool because my brain ain't working for a tactical gameplay.
I will ask before every session if everyone's up for for a tactical gameplay. So don't you worry, Alt. Before that is Starfall Academy, a mask space game at 12:30 p.m. EST, ran by Hera. Come check that out. I think we literally just. Oh yeah, the last session we led an uprising of the students against our principal because he was a jackass. So come check that out. It was a blast. We literally got teachers on our side for it.
Nice.
So come check that out. And that's it. That's all. I'll pass it over to Jesse.
Thank you. So new episodes of Quantum Rose are still in the editing room, but they are coming. In the meantime, you can check out season 1 over on youtube.com/backchannel. Also, I am on the Retroverse Vaccine crew, which was yesterday, and in 2 weeks. Well, probably not because the holidays are coming. Yay! My next game will probably be 2 weeks from now. I don't know. Probably that Friday.
That would be the 17th. We might still be. I think we'd still be.
And I'm happy about it.
So yeah, we just did a huge time skip in Retroverse Vaccine. The walls are down, the corruption is moving in, everything's terrible. But we're gonna have the moment of the rally and the big assembly and the whole call to action. And maybe there'll be some fun cameos from a bunch of other characters because it's one of those Avengers Assemble moments. Saege, you got anything?
Scotty, got anything?
Eisen, you got it? No, I'm kidding. I do drawing commissions. That's the thing I do. I'm a bit behind on a few of them, but if you send me DMs, I will let you know what I can do for you. I don't just do illustrations of your characters for Dungeons and Dragons and whatnot, but if you need a graphic designer, specifically for making layouts and stuff, like if you're making something for the DM's Guild, I could be of great help there. So if you need any of that, let me know. And I think the next game on this channel will be Wednesday with our Icewind Dale game that's at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And since he's here, Jesse, do you think you would be able to make it for that? You don't have to.
Maybe as like a pop in, but not. I don't think for a whole session.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see from there. We'll probably have a few guests here and there with that.
Are we doing Salt Marsh next Saturday?
We should be.
Okay.
That's the 11th, everyone. Stay tuned on this channel for Salt March this time, next Saturday. And we go back to the Silver Fleet and back into space on the 18th. Presumably everything goes okay. We are approaching Christmas weekend, kind of the area there. So if everyone's able to make it, we'll game then. If not, it's iffy. We might not. We might skip to the 1st or something, or who knows. So stay tuned.
Hanukkah, Kwanzaa.
Yeah, maybe some holiday delays, but we will let you know for sure on Scotty's Twitter channel when our next Silver Fleet is. Stay tuned to everyone else's here. We all post stuff on Twitter and do cool stuff. And we will see you next time, Space Cowboys.
Bye. Have a wonderful time.